Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Galaxy News Podcast. And if this is your first time here, well, welcome. I have my host King Fanman with me. King, how you doing, man?
I am doing fabulous because Wastelanders is here.
Wastelanders is here, and my gosh, I completed the main quest already. I completed it on the very first day. I did not leave my Xbox. I completed it on the very first day. Now, I did not start with a new character. My character, I think, is level 124, and I had so much ammo. I had a great gun, great armor, so I was able to go in there and just blow through the end. It was a little hard, but pretty easily. But if you're a new player and you have a new character, that's going to be hard to do.
Yeah.
But Wastelanders is so much fun. It's what this game needed, and a lot of people feel that Wastelanders is really good. To some, this is finally a Fallout game. Now, you know me personally. I enjoyed the game for what it was. I'm going to miss it for what it was a little bit because it was just so different from other Fallout games. But Wastelanders, oh man, they really came out with something good. King, now you can finally tell us your thoughts on Wastelanders. What do you think about it? What's your real opinion?
I can talk about it now, finally.
Yeah,
How
finally.
many months I've been playing Wastelanders, and now I can talk about it.
Yeah.
You talked about going through the whole thing rather fast, and you can do that if you have a high character. But what they did is rather amazing. They integrated it with the old story. So if you are a new player just starting out, say you start a brand new character and you're working on both storylines, you can do that and it works seamlessly together. And they did that magnificently. So you're not going to fly right through it. You know, as you said, of course, some of us that's been playing a long time can do that if we're just working on the Wastelanders side. But how they worked in old places with new places, I think they did a magnificent job doing that, working the old story in with the new story. And speaking of that, I'm going to do that. I started just like you, working with my high level character. I had a 275 level character, but I'm also going to start a brand new character and go slow, looking at the story and the lore.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good thing to really, dig into the story and lore. Of course, I like that kind of thing with the Fallout game.
Yeah, and you should. That's what I'm doing on PC at the moment. I still have my other guy, too, but I started a brand new one, just one that I want to play by myself. And like you said, how they integrated the original quest line with Wastelanders, they did a fantastic job with that. And it was kind of cool because when you enter Flatwoods, I forgot her name, but there's an NPC there with her dog.
In the
you
church.
could talk with her, and that was kind of cool. I was like, wow. And then all throughout, there's like scavengers around, and a couple of them did ask me for some bobby pins, and unfortunately, I couldn't spare any for them. But that's what happened.
Well, in the Morgantown Airport, when you go up, if you're doing the original quest line up in the Morgantown Airport, that's changed a little bit. There's actually a guy up in the Morgantown Airport that will tell you what went on with the responders. So they've really taken the two stories and put them together so well. So you will miss a lot if you don't start over. If you just do Wastelanders and kind of ignore the old storyline, you'll miss some new content. Because I actually did that in the PTS. I started over with a brand new character. And there's a lot of little things like that in the game. So it would be good, even if you say, I've done it all, to start over with a new character. You'll find little things like that are really cool that they've done.
Oh, yeah. And just the little improvements, too, in Wastelanders, like the dialogue. This dialogue in this game might be the deepest that we have seen in a Fallout game. The deepest. no matter which Fallout game we're talking about. It could be, minus the older ones. You have Fallout 3. There was only 4 dialogue options. Same with New Vegas. Same with Fallout 4. Now, look at this. Look at Wastelanders. There's as many, as 8? There might have been more in New Vegas and in 3. I might be lying there. But, they brought that back. That was so important. And you could role play any way you want. And also one of the coolest things, this might be little too, but one of the coolest things is when you interact with an object. For example, later on in the game, you interact with a rock. I'm sorry for spoilers, but you interact with a rock and you could whisper to it and it'll move and a message will pop up. And it's like, what?
Yeah,
it's like, what do you mean? And it tells you what you whispered. And
I told y'all the
so
little
cool.
things are what is amazing. Well, the dialogue system is what Fallout 4 dialogue system should have been.
Yeah, certainly, yeah.
Sometimes there are at least three persuasion checks in this dialogue system. I don't remember. Yeah, you can correct me. I don't remember 3 persuasion checks even being in Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas at times. You could lie to them. You can use charisma. You can use strength. All of those in the same dialogue.
Well, I think New Vegas had that, and I'm pretty sure 3 did, but I certainly know 4 didn't.
In the same dialogue string.
I believe so, because you could use intelligence here, strength there, or
I know
a
you
speech check
I know
or
you
guns.
could use those checks at times, but where it comes up at the same exact time. That is amazing.
I think so, but it's now the thing that stinks about this is I personally feel that Wastelanders, they hit it out of the park, and I think they do a lot of things better than Fallout 4 did. And it's going to be harder to go back now to play Fallout 4. Yeah. It'll be easier a jump from 3 New Vegas to 76 because they're similar, but 4 was different, if that makes sense, from what Wastelanders is. Wastelanders feels a lot more now like an older Fallout game.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. It feels more like a Fallout game than Fallout 4 did. And I love Fallout 4. I'm not here to talk bad about it, but I feel they saw the improvements that they needed to make for the franchise and what they missed on in Fallout 4, and now they made those changes in Wastelanders, and my goodness, it's fantastic.
Yes.
It's phenomenal. It's a brand new Fallout game.
It is.
It's a brand new Fallout game. And like you said, they integrated new story, like the old story with the new one. It's fantastic. It's absolutely amazing.
And don't forget, Joe, those dialogue checks and all that, they matter because the decisions you make in this game mean something.
Yeah.
Not only does your reputation with the different clans, the settlers and the raiders, matter, but certain people, the decisions you make, I found that out very quickly, or I don't know. I found out with Paige. I made a wrong decision with Paige, and now he won't talk to me. Well, he will talk to me, but he don't like me very much.
Yeah.
So, you got to be very careful what you do and how you do it.
Yeah. You did all that work for Paige, to help them.
Yeah.
And then you did what you wanted to do at the end, and what the heck? Yeah. Now he doesn't like you. It's like, come on, man! I'm trying to get the economy going again. Yeah.
I tried to do it for everybody, and now he don't really care for me very much.
Yeah, that's what's happening. But also, for those who haven't played it yet, we're sorry. We don't mean to spoil anything for you, which we're not really spoiling much. However, what I have learned, so I took one side of the coin. I'm a settler. I'm an Xbox character, so I did that. I did that quest line. I didn't even touch the Raider one.
I went as far as you could go with the Raiders. And you need
I
to
just wanted to see the end.
You need to do it, Joe. You need, because the Raiders have some very unique characters, and you get to go to some unique places.
My PC guy, he'll be a Raider. That's the plan that I'm using for that.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But yeah, so you could still work for the Raiders. You could still do their daily quests, even if you side with the Settlers.
If you don't tick them off too bad.
Yeah, you could still work for them. So I'm still doing some work for them.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool. It's like, wow, so I could explore this faction and explore, a bit more deeper than, but I didn't really have to side with them. And like you said, your reputation matters. King, is maybe I should ask you this off camera or whatever this is, but is there more than one location where Foundation, where the Settlers are, rather than Foundation? Because the Raiders have a couple locations.
Yeah.
Or is Foundation the only place where the Settlers?
Well, of course, Foundation is their main place, but you'll run into Settlers other places.
You'll run in all over, but the Lumberyard, that's like a Raider camp right there. Then the Blood Eagles are throughout.
Right.
And the Cultists, they're like over in Point Pleasant.
But now you'll get mixed up with the Raiders, because there are different groups of Raiders. The Raiders that you run into at the lumber mill are not the same Raiders as the Raider faction at Crater.
Oh, no?
No, they're not. The Raiders that you run into early at the lumber mill are a totally separate faction that you can actually side with and get special benefits early. So I didn't. I destroyed them all.
I did too. I did too. I did that by accident.
There is a special reward if you side with them.
That's cool. I have to side with those people too. It was so funny because I accidentally shot one of them. Well, I trespassed, and I was like, oh no, because I couldn't figure out a way to get in, and then they start shooting at me, and it's like okay, I guess I have to shoot back now. I aggravated them. I gotta shoot back. Yeah. So I did. I cleared them all out. Got to the bottom, spoke to the leader over there, took care of my business, and that was that. I left. There's it with this story too. There's it obviously it has that Fallout charm.
Oh yeah.
And sometimes it's like, yeah, and sometimes it's like, oh my gosh, there's something really special that everyone's trying to find. I wonder if it's great, if it's good. And then at the very end, you get that prize, and it really wasn't that great. And it's like, no! It's like, oh, man, I looked forward to this. And, the quest is completed and everything, but it's really nothing. It was just, it's Bethesda playing a joke, I feel. Now, I wonder if you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, so...
Without giving spoilers, I love how the story has early it has a twist and turn, and then later on the story has a couple of twists and turns in it. And one thing that the Fallout community has been screaming for, and I don't know if I can give it up here on the podcast. I guess I can shout spoilers, spoilers, spoilers and give it up. But there is something that the Fallout community has been screaming for since Fallout 3. They actually included in Wastelanders. Should I tell or just...
Yeah, because in the beginning of the video, I'm going to put up a disclaimer.
Okay.
So,
well,
go right ahead.
In Wastelanders, they actually introduced the Chinese in Wastelanders, which is so cool. You get to run into the Chinese. I thought
that was so awesome.
Yes.
That you follow the Liberator and you go right down there, and it's like, oh my gosh, what's going on?
That was you talk about a turn. That was great.
Yeah, that was awesome. And the one thing that I absolutely love, and it really gave me the motivation to start a new character. You can have an archery build. Now, in Skyrim, I've been playing that too, but I put it down for Fallout.
I already have it with explosive arrows.
What?
Yes.
How awesome!
Yes.
I would love. Wait, did you get the legendary?
No. You can actually purchase explosive once you get your reputation up high enough. I'm about to do a video on this. You get your reputation high enough, you can purchase explosive arrows, flaming arrows, whatever you want from a vendor in Foundation.
Can you craft those arrows?
Yes. Yeah, you just
could
buy
craft
a plan.
exploding arrows?
Yeah, you just buy the plan.
Oh my
So
gosh!
it's a
how
non-legendary item.
No way! Oh my gosh! I literally see in Skyrim when I have my bow and arrow, I always wondered, what if I could just VATS that person? Now you can. It's 76.
Yep.
You could use the bow and arrow. You could just VATS them, and there you go. It's over.
Yeah.
It's they have archery perks. It's you could have your own, archery build. I think that's a nice little touch. That's a nice inclusion into the game. But what confuses me, I mean, it shouldn't because it's a video game. But it's like, how can they explain why Fallout 4 didn't have bow and arrows? Because this being a prequel. But I guess that's for another time.
Right.
But I just think the inclusion of an archery build is fantastic. And if you love the bow and arrow in Skyrim, you'll love it in this. I think they do a great job with it.
Yeah.
For this game.
It's a little bit different.
76.
It's a little bit different. It's not exactly like
Yeah.
Skyrim.
No, it's not. It's not.
But they did do a good job.
I think it's fun. I'm making a sneak build for the first ever time. An archery sneak build.
Yep.
And
I'm still waiting on my legendary bow. I got the plan for my bow. I got the plan for my flaming arrows and explosive arrows, but I'm waiting on my legendary bow.
You want to know what I did? Because I was so impatient. So I finished the quest line, main quest, or even before I finished it. I actually went to a vendor and I purchased the bow plan for like 250 caps. I didn't know that you could earn it.
Yeah, you get rewarded
when you complete the other one.
Yeah.
So, and I completed it, and I got the bow plan as a reward. I was just screaming. I was like, "Ow! I wasted caps." I mean, it's 250. No big deal.
Yeah.
But it's just like, no. Why did I do that? Like, I didn't know. I had no idea. But so, for those of you who haven't played it yet, just wait it out. You'll complete a quest and you'll get it. You'll get the bow plan for free. Maybe I could sell mine to some schlep for 250 caps. Who knows? But I have an extra plan, so.
I do want to mention something that I mentioned in our last podcast, and it's something I think people need to keep in mind. Again, this is just the base. They are going to bring us so much new content based off of this. We can look for... Now, I don't know how long, it's going to be after this first Wastelanders. But, again, this is just the base. I look for, when it begins, every 3 to 4 months, having new content added to the new Fallout 76. And that's what's so exciting. Just think about what they can now add. New factions, new quest lines. The rise of the Enclave, the rise of the Brotherhood of Steel. Who knows what they can add to this? Yeah. But that is so exciting. The future is so bright now for Fallout 76. It always has been, but now maybe some people can see how the future is bright.
I think there's going to be a lot of people who will enjoy Wastelanders. If you're a Fallout fan, and honestly, I can't blame you if you were weary about playing this game, because it is different, and it could be intimidating at times. But now this is to its roots. This is a Fallout game to its core now. Like, now this is what you know. This is and they kept the charm, I feel, still, of Appalachia. it still feels like 76. It still feels like its own thing, but now it goes back to the roots of a traditional, I guess, Fallout game.
Yeah, and it's really geared more to a single player game now, even though it's a multiplayer game.
See, now I'm wondering. Now I'm thinking super far ahead into the future. But what if I'm 40 years old, King, right? So I'm 40. Years and years go by. We have Fallout 5 is out, whatever, by this time. Hopefully. Fallout 5 is out. Starfield 2 or 3 is out. Elder Scrolls 7 is probably out. I don't know. But anyway, so I want to go back and play 76. What if the servers are shut down? I hope that they're going to find some way to where it will be an offline game when they decide to shut down old servers, the servers. Like I said, I'm really shooting far into the future, and they're not going to do this for many, many years. But I just hope that when they stop with the servers, when they shut the servers down, I hope they could because the fun thing about Fallout and Elder Scrolls is going back and playing the old games. So just imagine if 76 is just a memory.
I can see a remastered first person
like single player game.
Yeah.
You could see Bethesda doing that.
Yeah, I can.
Honestly, I can too.
Yeah.
Just a single player that you could play with your friends if you want.
Yeah.
But it's an offline game.
Yeah.
I think that you know what? That's what will probably happen.
Oh. Yes, and guys, I cannot overstate this, okay? We did 5 live streams in 2 days and literally did not run into one bug. Now, I'm not saying there's not bugs in this game, but that is amazing. For a game like this, an online game, a Bethesda game, 5 live streams. Most of the live streams were 2 hours long. Not one bug, not a glitch did we run into. And I was on the PTS reporting bugs. Yep. This thing was full of bugs when it started. They have done amazing work.
What kind of bugs, King? Like what kind?
Let me tell you what. When they announced that April 7th was going to be the release date, my jaw hit the floor. I was like, oh my gosh, they cannot release this thing.
Yeah.
But
what kind of bugs? Like, what did you run into? Because me personally, I haven't seen any bugs either. Like any game-breaking, shattering bugs.
Yeah.
That's unbearable. I haven't seen any.
Well, I mean,
what did you see?
Just the normal Bethesda stuff during the PTS.
Yeah.
But when it started, when the PTS started, it was full of it. But now, I mean, they have it running smooth as silk. The work that they've done is just unreal. It is unreal.
So, do you think this is going to change a lot of people's opinions about 76?
I think it already has.
You think it already has? Or you think it's doing it?
I think it already has.
I just think people are always going to try and kill this game, but
there's always going to be that group, but I think I'm already hearing a lot that has changed their opinion.
Yeah, it's just how can you kill this game now when it's pretty much what you're used to when it comes to a Fallout game. Now, King, before we wrap this up, I want to ask you one more question. Do you think if you're a brand spanking new player, do you think you could tell the difference between the new main quest and the old main quest? Because they do such a great job of tying it in. Do you think if you're a brand new player, you could say, oh, wow, yeah, that was the old main quest, and this is the new main quest? Or does this all just tie in perfectly?
It does tie in perfectly. The only thing you can tell the difference in is one has NPCs and one doesn't.
Well, there were quests in Fallout games with just holotapes and notes before.
True. That's absolutely true.
So it was all just one Fallout game.
Yep. And
so I'm wondering, there might be more than usual because that was the game.
Yep.
But I'm wondering if you're a brand new player, if you even can tell. But if you're a brand new player, it might be a little hard in the beginning, but stick it out. This is a great game.
Absolutely. And as I said, they have added NPCs even into the old quest line too to make it even more seamless.
Yeah. And one more thing, I kind of understand though. Now, don't stone me to death. I kind of understand because these thoughts are running through my head as I'm playing why they didn't want to put NPCs in this kind of a game.
Mm-hmm.
I understand. Like now after playing with NPCs, I get it. But I'm happy they did it. Well, King, we're all done. That's it. We're almost at a half hour.
I don't want to be done.
Do you have anything else to say?
Yes, the last thing I want to tell you, even though you're done with the main quest, you're not near done with the content of Wastelanders. No. When you get done with the main quest and even the side companions, there's still so much to do. You can get a well, you can get ammo makers. There are all kinds of little things that I told y'all, the little things in Wastelanders.
You gotta tell me this
going,
when we're all done.
finding new things. There are new locations in the world. There are all kinds of neat little things you can find in Wastelanders.
Can you have a pet?
Can you have a pet?
Like a pet dog?
Not that I know of. Not yet.
Okay, that would be cool. I don't know why it was because I'm seeing these dogs in the wasteland.
Yeah.
Like domesticated, fine dogs, and I'm like, oh man, I kind of want one.
That's probably coming.
That would be cool.
That's probably coming. That's why I hesitated.
Yeah, I hear you. But all right, King, we're all done. We thank you for watching, guys. If you have any comments, questions, concerns. Sorry if we spoiled it, but I did put a disclaimer in the beginning of the video. So, all right, guys, we thank you for watching. This is another episode of the Galaxy News Podcast. Please check out King Fanman's links down below. His Patreon's down there. That helps him a lot. My Patreon's down there. That helps me a lot. We thank you for watching, guys. This is another episode of the Galaxy News Podcast. This is Joe and King Fanman signing out.